Politico is reporting, because it's true, that the Republicans have blocked a bill that would allow for recounts. It's New Jersey Democrat Rush Holt, his Emergency Assistant for Secure Elections Act. This is a great little thing the Republicans did, another clever trick on their part. What they did, they said, oh, yeah, fair elections. We're totally on board. You know what? Representative Holt is so right. We're going to co-sponsor legislation with it. At first, it was mandatory, right? He said, look, paper trail, and we want the vote to be verifiable. And when he initially introduced the legislation, I looked into it, and I looked into what some of the voting experts were saying on it. And there were some who had some small issues with it, but overall, they were very pleased with the bill. They thought it was a smart bill that would address the issues in the way that they needed to be addressed. They wanted this to be mandatory so that you could have a verifiable vote everywhere in the country. First, the Republicans objected to it. Said, oh, a fair vote everywhere? No, come on, that's beyond the bounds of reason. No. And then, because of negotiation back and forth and political compromise, they got it to be voluntary. Okay? So we offered that the federal government is going to offer money to help pay for the local governments in your area to make their votes verifiable if they want to. Now, you can't get any more reasonable than that, right? So the Republicans felt like, I feel a little uneasy about voting for that because there don't seem to be any objections left. So let me go ahead and vote for it and even co-sponsor it, as Tom Davis of Virginia did and many other Republicans did, okay? So they're on the record. Oh, I'm totally in favor of this bill. Absolutely. And here's a fun little trick. They're like, except I'm not going to let you take it out of committee so we can vote on it as far as the whole House is concerned. Wait a minute. You're co-sponsoring it. You want this thing to go to the House so we can pass it so it could go to the Senate so it could become a bill, right? Sure. Look, our name's already on there as a co-sponsor and is in favor of it inside the committee. Good enough for us. We win politically. Now we're going to kill it in the committee so it can't come out. So they voted against it going to the General House so that it can't become a bill. They're unbelievable, man. Here's the thing about this. I read this and I think they really don't want a fair vote. Remember, I'm a former Republican, and I swear to God that I got an open mind about this stuff. I really do. Like, in another story that I was reading, it was about, it was a New York Times editorial, actually, saying McCain is not being upfront about his connections to funders, like that Donald Diamond story we told you a couple of days ago, how this guy made $20 million based on letters that John McCain wrote for him. And in that editorial, they mentioned that Harry Reid has similar problems, if not worse. Now, when I read that, I want to look into it. And if Harry Reid really does have those problems, why would I be in favor of him? Why would I care? I don't want Harry Reid to rip us off. I don't want John McCain to rip us off. I don't care what comes before their name, Democrat or Republican, right? So, as you know, even if you were a Republican or a conservative, so when you look at this, you'd say, well, if I'm a Republican and I think my ideas are right and I'm going to win, of course I want fair voting. I mean, who is an American and says, no, I don't want fair voting? And so when I see that the Republicans blocked it, I think anyone who's got a conspiracy theory out there about how they want to rig elections, go to work, my friends. Have at it, Hoss. Apparently you're right. Because otherwise, why do they block this bill? Now, their excuses. Oh, well, you know, the White House came out against it. In other words, bow your head, do what the White House tells you. But it's because they have concerns that it might be $50 million more than we expected. Okay, first of all, that's not true. Second of all, $50 million? We're talking about $50 million. What is that, 12 seconds in Iraq? In order to have a real democracy in America and the fair vote in America, verifiable vote, $50 million. Seriously, what is it, 30 seconds? 48 seconds in Iraq, $50 million? It's a comical excuse. And then they say, well, you know, we're worried that this is going to screw up the 2008 election. Really? How did it screw it up? I don't want to screw up the 2008 election. What's your point? They said, well, you know, if we try to implement it this late in the game, it might not be ready in time, and so it could screw up some of the votes somewhere. But Representative Holt says, hey, wait a minute. If they think it would do that in their local area, they don't. It's voluntary. They don't have to do it by 2008. They could do it by 2010. Oh. They don't care. They're making up a lot of baloney to try to trick you guys into thinking they actually have a concern about voting. They don't care at all. They don't want a fair vote. They don't want a verifiable vote. If we lose this election, the disappointment there won't be words for it. I mean, it will be so profound that it will be, spirit crushing. And I know that brings a big smile on the face of Republicans out there, like, oh, that'd be awesome. If we got an unfair vote and you couldn't verify it, and we crushed your spirit by doing these things. But hey, while you're doing your maniacal laugh, think about why. Think about why you joined the Republican Party in the first place, and why you love being an American. And how does an unverifiable, unfair vote have anything to do with it?